You know what I watched and made me think of you, actually?
What?
Was the Harry Potter special.
The reunion? Me too.
The reunion?
It was really good.
It was really good, right?
It was really lovely.
It's also it kind of was depressing.
Did you see how they just really avoided J.K. Rowling at all costs the whole way
Yes.
through it? I was like, she wrote this. And they just kind of tactfully never mentioned her, which I thought, I get she says some things very controversial, but she also did invent these stories. It's very...
What are your thoughts on that, right? Can you separate the creator from the individual?
You know what? I can, because here's my thing. I don't look to J.K. Rowling for moral guidance.
Exactly.
I know my own beliefs, my own thoughts.
Kanye West for president.
They're very different. They're very different from hers. I'll make that clear. I don't agree with a lot of stuff she says, but I look to J.K. Rowling for a good story that I can escape from, escape the world and go into this world she created. I don't look to her to find my moral standing, so I can separate her from the stories. Because
here's the thing.
I'm not turning to J.K. Rowling to find out how to be a good person.
You know what's weird though is we look to these people to create fantasies.
Yes.
And then we get mad when they're fantastical in real life.
Yes, well also,
right?
I just think, I was talking to my therapist about
this.
They're
not supposed to be rooted in reality. That's why they make Harry Potter.
Well, I'd love to get both your opinions on this. So I talked to my therapist about this because I tend to have a real trouble. In general, I'm a very gray person in life, right? I don't like...
Gray?
Gray.
Oh, really?
I see the gray in things, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sometimes very black and white.
The middle way.
I'm quite a gray person. I can see both sides of things in general. But for some reason, when it comes to morality, I'm real black and white, which is really interesting. And I don't mean as in I struggle sometimes when people have, when I perceive someone, how to explain this? I find that our age group in particular, we're so obsessed with being in the gray with everything. With gender, it's a spectrum, right? Which I think it is. With identity, we're so into not labeling things and being free. Yet we really do label stuff.
All the time.
We label people as good. We label people as bad and cancelled. And I really struggle with that sometimes because I am quite black and white in my thinking. And people aren't all good and all bad.
Right.
There's a mix in that.
Definitely.
And that can be really hard for me sometimes.
Really?
And I was talking about this because I've started watching The Great.
Oh, yeah. The
really good show, by the way.
About Peter the Great, right?
Yeah, really good. You'd really like it. So there's a character in it who's done some really awful things, but he's also really wonderful in other times. It's really interesting because he's not all good, not all bad. He started off and I was like, oh, this is the baddie. Okay. And then later in the episode, he's really kind. And I was really struggling with it. I was like, I can't decide if he's good or bad. And my therapist was like, well, maybe he's both. People aren't all good or all bad. And that's something I'm really trying to kind of wrap my head around. So I think it's the same with J.K. Rowling. People aren't all good, all bad.
Yeah.
She's not all good. She's not all bad. I don't think she's the devil incarnate and but she clearly has things that I don't agree with. And maybe that's okay. I don't know.
It has to be okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay for people to not agree with you.
Right.
And it's okay for you to not agree with
And then
people.
you have to, this is what,
so it's a fundamental human right.
You have to decide then individually, what is the line for you, right? What is something that you cannot accept? And that is your standard, right?
It's
so for instance,
a tough thing to draw a line
It is, right?
Because who are you?
Well, exactly. Exactly.
But no one should be the moral police.
No, but then it comes when picking a life partner, right? What can you accept and what can you not accept? Picking in your friends.
Ooh.
What can you accept?
Let's play that game.
And what can you not accept?